Well, hello there, everyone. You have right here of talking about it's like the total solar eclipse right here, and talk about right here for for totally and then for visible and to say for totality, but you have right here this right here would be example right here of something that you would see that if we're talking about that looking and watching the eclipse. It's like a direct sun viewing, you call it. But you have right here are these eclipse glasses right here, and it was like with the eclipse glasses that you would wear these, and they say this like it would give you the ability to where you would have be able to look at the sun directly without it hurting your eyes, causing damage to your eyes right here. So let's just say that that since it until the countdown until the next eclipse, and I was also thinking too that in the meantime, if you got any car payments or student loan payments, and say they may take about maybe 3 or 4 years just to just to pay off the rest of the payment. Like say until then, it's like count down until maybe until the the next Olympics or something like that, or until the next carnival or something, but until the next eclipse. But you have right here, these two examples right here of these what you call it, like for these glasses right here, and they usually say that you do not use the glasses. It's like you do not use the glasses if they're damaged. So it's like you're likely thinking too that with these glasses though that you buy you spend about maybe 11 or maybe $15 on a pair of glasses, and thinking necessarily to where that if you're going to be going to the event just to be able to watch the eclipse for about something like between 24 and maybe 30 minutes or something like that. But you have right here, I have right here is the eclipse glasses right here, and that you're looking through these glasses right here directly at the sun, and that's usually but what they're made for is that for safe and direct sunlight you're viewing. So that if you're going to be looking at the sun, then that this will be the pair of glasses that you would need just for direct sunlight viewing, and that something like this that you're likely thinking too that that for a number of times that I have experienced buying fireworks, especially certain states to where they where you will be able to celebrate the 4th of July around the summer. Around summertime that you would have experience buying fireworks, but I know that buying the eclipse glasses, but so it's like say that parts of North America where you purchase the eclipse glasses, but looking through these glasses right here, that you're likely thinking too that that it's made up by the derp contains the filters just to be able to that are used to be able to protect your eyes, help protect your eyes during the eclipse right here. So it's like you would wear the eclipse glasses like that right there. You have the eclipse glasses right here, but this right here would be example right here of what the sun would look like, and that I went and did some Photoshop work right here, and right here, and right here are the clouds right here. So let's just say while you're looking at the sun right there, while you're staring at the sun, that a few things that you can see look while looking through those glasses. So it's like whenever I was whenever I put the glasses on, that there's a lot of things that you just cannot see. Using using the sunglasses, and if anybody say that the sunglasses, the sunglasses, that at the time whenever you're looking through a pair of sunglasses right here, that you're likely thinking is that why is it that there are certain things that this is an old pair of sunglasses too, but I guess sunglasses would mainly give you shade, to protect your eyes, but compared to the eclipse glasses. So let's just say that in the sky, that if you're going to be looking directly at the sun like that right there, and with the view of the sun right there, that there's going to be a few clouds passing by and maybe a few birds that are going to be flying by also. a lot of cloud cover. I know a lot of cloud cover, or it could also maybe be about a few things that that are visible that you can see that maybe that you normally just can't see. And I say, yeah, whenever you look at the sky a lot of times, what are you able to usually see? Especially if the sun is going to be shining real bright. That a few things that you just that you cannot see with your eyes because the sun is so bright. But whenever a lot of that light is reduced, then it's like, yeah, the things that you can see, and one of those could probably be is like the cloud cover. So whenever I was looking through the eclipse glasses that from earlier, you can still stare at the sun, look at the sun, but still so in case if anybody asks, it's like as to where that can I wear these even in the car? I'm like, no, it's because the only thing that you can really see whenever you're looking through those is the sun. You can't really see exactly like the street lights if you're going to be driving around somewhere or something like, only for the looks of those glasses, just for direct eye viewing of the sun, the direct eye content from the sun, so you can be able to safely watch the sun as it slowly gets darker. And so if anybody were to say that exactly that other things that you can see that's going to be passing by the sun too, and so like I say is toward the maybe could you maybe use one of these pairs of glasses for just spot weather whenever weather is going to be approaching. So if there's going to be any clouds that are going to be passing by the sun, then you will be able to tell. You'll be able to look at some of these for what's going on up there in the sky. That you have a few clouds that are going to be passing by the sun, and some of them that look like that they could produce showers and thunderstorms, or maybe if there's a front moving them in or something like that, coming from the east or something like that. So it's like, that I painted this right here as if it was an example right here of a few clouds that are going to be passing by the sun right here. So it's like, whenever I was looking through these sunglasses right here, that I was not, exactly, that I could see, you could see the sun, but it's still pretty bright. But whenever you're looking through one of these pairs of eclipse glasses right here, that you are able to look directly at the sun right here, and look directly at the sun as exactly that it looks looks a little bit like grapefruit, like it's a light, like it's a little LED light that's just shining in. So we all know that that the amount of energy that the sun has, compared to, like, say, compared to like maybe a 20-watt light bulb or something, it looks like a little LED light. It looks like a little light bulb whenever you're looking through those glasses, but the source of filters that are in the glasses too that allow it to where you can have a direct eye contact, looking while staring at the sun. It's safe for your eyes. So I know that how many of us have maybe asked the eye doctor about that, to where that you're quite used to it, to where that if you're going to be looking at the sun, then a lot of times that it's not really supposed to relax your eyes because it's it's too whenever it's too bright. And so how many of us have ever heard of that, to where that you can get sunburn in the eye? And it can cause damage to your eye if you're not careful, if you're not wearing any source of eye protection while staring at the sun. So it's like, that they have these eclipse glasses right here. But let's just say that it's mainly for looking at the sun whenever it's going through the moon shadow. So it's like, so in case if anybody wonders as to where that, wouldn't that be kind of boring just to watch the sun as if a few clouds were to be going by? I'm like, you might think too, as to where that, the sun may still get darker too. A couple, if there's going to be a lot of clouds passing by, coming from the west, I guess you say if that would be from the east or so, from the direction that, from where the clouds are passing by. So that's usually the way I look at it too, that whenever you're going to be having direct sun, eye contact with the sun, then the things that you're able to see that you just cannot see, through other pairs of glasses that you have. And So like I say is to where that yeah that if you're gonna be keeping those glasses and just thinking as to where that they're really no good, because of the say even if the eclipse would be over with, but until the next eclipse, but the way I think about too that whenever I was looking through these glasses, using the eclipse glasses, that you're still able to see some of the cloud cover passing by in the sky, and so it's like that you're still able to look at the sun, and it's still safe to view the sun, from you looking through those glasses, and so it's like you say that exactly that if it's going to be a warm sunny day, and you're looking at the sun, staring at the sun for maybe for a few minutes, that you might think is too is like it's not so boring, it's actually pretty relaxing. So yeah, that I don't know if anybody say if it's really the same thing as being on the beach or something like that, or maybe you say one of these days if you want to explore the mountains or something like that, things to relax your eyes with, but the way I think about too that you might still maybe see some birds flying by the sun too. The sun's real bright, and then you would be able to look through those glasses and still see maybe a few birds and other sorts of objects in the sky too. But still though that whenever you're going to be looking in the sky right there with those glasses, it just seems like that if the teacher were to ask you, that the science teacher were to ask you about whether objects do you think that would be visible, you're looking through these glasses, and so like we say is that that we've heard that before, to where that besides a microscope, that measuring spoons could maybe be used for maybe exactly that maybe for samples of a certain recipe or something like that, or I'm like for measuring, right? But still though that anything that you could be experimenting around with, but the way I think about too that about the eclipse though, that you're watching and staring at the sun, but then you're going to be looking at the clouds passing by, and all I can think is that exactly that you're looking at the sun at that particular way, that would that really get any boring, or would that get boring? And but the way I think about it too is that really that during the time of the eclipse, that quite a few of these glasses right here, quite a few of the eclipse gear that I have purchased, that and they say too it's not safe to use these when if they're damaged. Like I say, it's to order a new pair, if they're damaged, or but still that for how to take care of the glasses as well, and then so far as you're storing the glasses. So if in case if anybody were one or two that with these eclipse glasses, that exactly, that I was also thinking too that about a pair that you can have that's going to maybe have like maybe the glow in the dark, color changer, reflectors or something like that on those glasses. So yeah, that one pair of glasses that you can get for about maybe for $5 or something like that, or maybe up to $10 or $11. And you're thinking necessarily too that some of those glasses are going to be even made out of plastic, and allow it to where you can have to zoom in and zoom out. And yeah, exactly. By the eclipse of 2024, you one or two that they're going to have it to where the eclipse glasses are going to allow it to where that you have the zoom functions, to where you have the zoom option to where you can get a good zoom focus point on the sun right there. So right now it may look like exactly, it may be like a little smaller circle until you're able to get the zooming function on yeah, and exactly. If you're trying to watch the eclipse using those special binoculars, and you'll also learn too that you may have that zoom option where you can zoom in and out just to get a closer view of the display. And I could thinking as to where that exactly some of these glasses that don't have that option. But still, though, that for what's in it, the lenses too that allows it to where it protects your eyes against anything about the bright, the sun damage. But so it's like, yeah, that nearly 15, 20 years ago, it seems like, to where that in order to be able to watch the eclipse, that there were what you call certain things that were available, but still that just to be able to watch the eclipse. And but the way I think about it too, that whenever you're going to be staring at the sun, that it might say is to where the sun's still going to be you still be able to look at the sun, but then there are times to whenever it's going to be getting darker, usually that there's going to be clouds passing by. But the way I think about it too, that I've had these sunglasses for a very long time. I was testing them out earlier, and still, whenever you try these glasses on, whenever you try these sunglasses on, that really, it's still kind of hurt. Yeah, it's still pretty bright and still kind of hurts your eyes, and it just mainly provides shade. It don't really it don't really block out a lot of the light that's coming in from the sun. So it's like, say, it provides so far as totality, though, the things that you're able to see, the number of images and objects that you're able to see up there in the sky. And so if in case if anybody were asked, is that do you think that there's going to maybe be a pair of glasses to where it will allow you to where you can maybe see planet Saturn and maybe planet Jupiter, or maybe planet Mars, if you're able to see some of the planets in our solar system directly from Earth? So that's just something that so if anybody say, yeah, well, some things that maybe that you're able to see and maybe get capture on camera also. But the way I think about it too is that do you think it's kind of neat just to be able to see things that maybe that you just cannot see, you just don't see every day, whenever you're looking at the sun, and just thinking as to where you put on a pair of one of those eclipse glasses, and I can say that, even though if August 21st of 2017, even though if the eclipse is over with, and you're all thinking is to where that, oh, okay, I guess just a souvenir, it's exactly, even though if it has expired, and I know that within the next 5 years until the next eclipse, that they're going to come up with some new stuff, but still that they might say is that exactly that they're going to have some new stuff. And I can tell anybody here too that no matter if you had a clear view of totality of the eclipse, or if you may have missed the eclipse, or if it's anything about is to where that during the time of the eclipse that maybe you did not have all the correct gear during the time. So it seems like, yeah, exactly, that anybody that you do meet, and then you may talk about it, and just thinking as to where that they're going to maybe ask you as to where were you at the time of the eclipse? And so as I say, where were you during the time of the eclipse, and how come that you didn't have certain gear with you? And yeah, that exactly, you could have been in a meeting too, or maybe training a client on a job or something, and during the time of the eclipse. But still, though, that we have our reasons, I guess, to why something that didn't work out, or maybe something that you didn't maybe think of during the time also. But the way I think about it too is that I had other things that I had going on during that time also. But it just seems like to where that you spend maybe if you wind up spending a lot of money on a parking spot and in the location, and maybe on the eclipse gear, and then if you're able to catch the eclipse. But sometimes it seems like that exactly that whenever you are going to be watching the eclipse, and maybe certain things that maybe you just don't remember, or some things that maybe you do remember very well, but then maybe you were also thinking as too, like they mentioned on the news about, as to where that if you're able to get some real good footage of the eclipse, and then share it on a newscast, and stuff like something like that. So it seems like, yeah, exactly that. If you're able to get some real good footages of the eclipse, and compared to maybe a rainbow, I'm like, yeah, able to see a rainbow or maybe a ring around the moon or something like that. I just say harvester moon, but anyway, so yeah, you got right here's an example right here of the cloud cover right here. You got the cloud cover. So this, yeah, exactly. These are supposed to be clouds right here. So this right here will be an example of like a painting about what it would look like whenever you're looking through those glasses, about direct eye viewing. Whenever you're going to be the things are going to be visible whenever you're looking through those glasses. And yeah, that it's really that you can't really see other than the sun, that a few things that you just cannot see going on in the sky, unless that there's maybe a few clouds passing by the sun, or something like that. Any other objects that are going to be in the sky as well, that say you're able to watch the sun right there. But the way I think about it too is that certain things that you can still see looking through those glasses that you just cannot see with a pair of sunglasses. But special made glasses as well. And I can remember that my parents, like my mom, was saying that was reading on the news about special made glasses that you would need to wear just to be able to watch the eclipse. And I can remember that exactly, that special made glasses that you need to have. And really, do you need to have a special made spoon, just to be able to just to be able to taste something real fresh and delicious? Exactly that. Like we say that. Do you need to really have a special made spoon or a special made neck, and just to be able to get something special? But exactly, special made something, just to be able to get or just to be able to see or taste something real delightful, real delicious. But anyway, real amazing, huh? But other than that, talking about right here about the eclipse, and I just want to mainly mention right here about the eclipse, and yeah, that whenever you're going to be looking at the sun directly, and it seems like that, yeah, exactly, that it's really that you really don't really see anything other than that maybe a few clouds passing by, or maybe a few birds flying by the sun whenever you're going to be looking directly at the sun. But still, that likely thinking too is to where that if you had not had a pair of those glasses before, and yeah, that just like after going to a 3D film and wanting to know exactly about if they're no good anymore, it's like, yeah, well, that's already over with, or it's expired, whichever the situation could be. But talk about for cloud cover right here, and if we can see this right here, I painted in some clouds using the Photoshop work right here. So this right here will be example right here of some cloud cover. So it's like, yeah, with the cloud cover right there, and you got right there is the cloud cover, then, and so yeah, that the stuff that you're able to see whenever looking through those glasses. And so it seems like that, exactly, that the things that you're able to see whenever you're looking through those glasses, that a few other pairs of glasses that I have around, that you're not able to see the same thing. So let's just say that if there's going to be maybe if there's going to be a pair of glasses that you can maybe buy later on, to where you can be able to watch the meteor shower. Yeah, exactly. That I don't know. Like, if anybody were wanting to wear that a meteor shower, yeah, one of those meteor showers. You might think too is to where that little stars that are falling from the sky. I'm like, meteor shower, and half the time you wonder too that about every 3 years that there's going to maybe be a meteor shower going on in the sky. It's at nighttime too. It's at nighttime, but it's just hard to see, that you would need to have maybe one of those special glasses to where it has advanced lighting, to where it provides enough light to where you would be able to see little stars in the sky. But exactly that, falling stars, if you want to call it, these falling star little yeah, exactly. Star, I guess meteor shower would be like these little stars, falling from the sky. And so I just think about as to where the things that you're able, the visible object, the visible things that you're able to see in the sky. So it seems like whenever you're reading one of those science fiction, National Geographic, catalogs based on space exploration, that you're also learning too that the objects that you're able to see in space, in the sky too, it could maybe be satellites, or maybe you can see they say that they believe that maybe that they have spotted a space shuttle. Like, yeah, the things that you don't even know if you even believe that you can see them, from Earth. If you're going to be looking up in the sky, looking up into space from Earth, and think it is toward it, you might, you believe that you seen a space shuttle, or you believe that you spotted a satellite, up there in the sky or something. But still, though, that we may think as to where that exactly our eyes are going to play tricks on us, but at the time, that seems like that if other people have seen the same thing, but still that whenever you're going to be looking up in the sky, during the nighttime or maybe during the day, you might think that you're seeing things, and exactly, a flying turtle. I'm like me by saying, well, a flying turtle. You may have seen, you may have seen, you might have been just seeing things if you believe that you seen a flying turtle or something like that. Or a flying turtle, you seen a flying turtle in the sky, well, yeah, well, unless if, I seen something that looked like a big shell and with wings or whichever you call it, a flying turtle. But still, that the things that you've seen in the sky, that you were just like learning too, that I think I'm just seeing things. I don't know if I seen it or if other people seen it too. But really, I'm like, if we're going to be overly tired, then it's possible that exactly that exactly. Am I overly exaggerating? Is it me, or am I seeing a lot of stars in the sky, or is it, yeah, exactly. Is it me, or is exactly that? Am I seeing different shape clouds in the sky? And exactly. So it's like me by saying that you were looking at the sun, and then maybe 3 hours later, then the weather got really severe. But weather patterns can change, and you're also learning too is to where if you can actually tell by looking at the eclipse about exactly what's going on, in the sky, such as if it's supposed to give off warnings about any sorts of weather alert warnings about if there's about the temperature wise, about the temperature, and as well as what the clouds look like, to where that there's a storm coming by within 5 hours or so. It's supposed to alert you, keep you on alert about that there's going to be some severe storms moving by, coming from the south or something. But the way I think about too, that whenever we're looking to those eclipse glasses, that likely one or two, that exactly by what direction are you looking at? Looking at the eclipse by, and I say that, I think it's coming from the east, and somebody may say that that's not from the east. That was coming from the south, because you're like, so exactly, that if you're going to be standing somewhere and somebody that may ask, is that, okay, what direction was that? I don't know, just knowing about it, I seen what I know what I saw, but, so it seems like that, whenever if you're going to be telling a story, especially on the news, that you're likely thinking too, if you're going to be trying to tell a story on the news, and thinking necessarily to where that people are going to start asking you questions about what direction was that coming from, or okay, was it what color was it, or what size was it, or what was it doing? So yeah, that exactly that whenever you were looking at the sun using these eclipse glasses, that you may have seen something that didn't seem right, and or maybe that you may have seen something that that you thought that maybe could have been an example of maybe a warning sign or something, or maybe something that you didn't expect to see also. And like you may say, it happens almost all the time, that you might see something that maybe that did not expect to see either. So if anybody were to say that, exactly what do you think that you would not expect to see while looking through the solar glasses? But I'm like, well, I'll tell you one thing that people may say that a lot of things that could be going on up there in the sky, but exactly that you maybe you don't expect to see exactly that you don't expect to see anything anything severe, like maybe tornado activity, or maybe hurricanes or tidal waves coming to the shore or something like that, while looking at the eclipse. But anyway, but the things that we would see in the sky, but other than that, that's usually what I think about. It's like the ways of how to relax our eyes. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.